Hey everybody, I wanted to speak to you guys about a video that I saw on TikTok yesterday. It kind of disturbed me, um, more like concerned me for this person. There was a girl who was speaking about, she was basically venting about how she was sick and tired of feeling used in love. Trying to remember exactly what she said, but you could just feel the hurt, the pain, the confusion in her. She was just fed up. She was just tired, and she was just venting on, like, how many more times am I going to continue being played? How many more times am I going to be the person that always loves so much, feels so much, and to never get anything reciprocated, reciprocated in return? And you could really feel just, honestly, I teared up a little bit hearing her out, because we've all been there. Everyone's felt that way before. And although I left a message to her to kind of help her, heal from what she was feeling in that moment, I hope that she got that message and that she received it in a positive way. It really inclined me to make this video now. Sorry guys, I had to get rid of my eyelashes. They were driving me crazy. So now they're gone. Okay. Anyways, back to the video. So yeah, I just wanted to speak on that, because I know that there's so many out there who are feeling that way right now, that are feeling this way. And I just want to let you guys know that you are not alone. And the confusion, the hurt, the pain that I was feeling from her is very familiar. And it was something that I personally had to go through cycle after cycle, time after time. But it's not until the moment when you realize that it's literally that, a cycle. It's a pattern that we continue to choose for ourselves. And until you become aware of that, of choosing the same action, the same, picking the same type of person, you will not break that cycle. And just hearing her words in itself, I already knew. I'm like, she's in a cycle. There's something that she's not seeing about herself, that she's not letting go of. I'm sorry, I'm just making sure my dog isn't. He's been like obsessed with digging holes in the yard lately. He's still a puppy, so I'm just watching him. So yeah, and of course, no one ever wants to hear that it's your fault. But we are making the decision. We're constantly making the decision. Especially when we see the red flags or hear the red flags, when your intuition, that gut feeling, it's never a lie. Your body is literally an antenna every day communicating with you. If something does not feel right, now I'm pretty sure for her situation, mainly for all of our situations, we fucking knew that we shouldn't have entertained this individual, or we shouldn't even given our time or energy to them, because we knew that it wasn't going to go anywhere. But why do we do it? Why do we continue in that energy? Why do we continue to allow ourselves to be used in such a way? I just heard abandonment wounds. Usually it's an abandonment wound, a childhood trauma, a childhood wound. Behaviors that we've learned as children that we take on as adults. If we have a specific wound to our fathers, maybe we tend to pick people who act like our fathers, or sometimes we choose to pick someone who you grew up around with, stepmother, stepmom, stepdad. And we tend to look for those people in love for some reason. There's someone who digs really deep into this, if you guys want to check out his videos, but Joe Dispenza is one of the biggest ones, which I shared with her in the comments to kind of help steer her in the right direction, just so she can understand why this keeps happening to her. Erin Dowdy also speaks about this on YouTube. There's a lot of great teachers out there that will sorry, I was cut off, but will literally break down the science and your mental, the way that your mental works. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at my dog, because I wish I can show you guys. He's looking at the tree, and the tree is swaying in the wind, so he's looking. I'm sorry, that was so distracting. But yeah, so understanding that they are patterns, and eventually you guys have to ask yourself, why is it that I keep, why do I always end up with cheaters? Why do I always end up with abusers? Why do I always end up with narcissists? Why do I end up with men who are unemotionally available. Or for men, for women, why do I end up with this type of woman? It's a representation of ourselves. They are a mirror of where we at the present moment. That is something that you need to understand. Because without that fundamental understanding, I feel like you guys will get so fucking lost in this. Like, it gets really deep. But the basic knowledge is just understanding that whoever you are attracting at this moment, you are literally magnetizing them to you in the present moment of where you are at energetically. So if you're in a place of need, of lack, of not loving yourself, guess what? Those are the types of people that you're going to start attracting into your life. And then you sit here and wonder, what the fuck? Like, why do I keep... Because you're not doing the work. You're not looking within yourself. You're not doing the healing within yourself. Because if you were healed, if you truly loved yourself, you would not put up with this shit. You would easily... You know what you guys need to start doing? Getting comfortable. The first step, I would say, is obviously listen to the red flags. But also, I'm sorry... These little like baby strands are keep going to my eyeballs. It's driving me nuts. Is learning how to cut off people quickly. The moment someone shows you their true selves, learn to say bye. Get used to that. Make it fun. Turn it into a fucking game. Listen, guys, I made this into a game now. Now I find it fun. Now I just look at it like, oh, look, another lesson. We're not doing that again. I already fucking dated you. Next. It's a little hard in the beginning, especially if you're not used to that. If you're the type of person who is so used to like, seeing the good in people or being super nice or a pushover, you're like, oh, but I see the good that they do for me. I see that. I'm sorry, I'm laughing y'all because I used to do this a lot all the time. Falling in love with the potential of a person. Do not fall in love with someone's potential. Fall in love for what they do for you and who they are. In the genuine state. Someone who has growth, someone who has depth. And stop fucking romanticizing. I think this is another big problem that a lot of people do. They have this idea of, come on, baby, come on. They have this idea of what this person is or who they are, and what do? We daydream. We think about how beautiful life would be if, so-and-so asked me out. We could be this. And you start creating this image in your mind of who they are or who they could be. They're not even it. It's like that potential, that hope, like, oh, our kids would look like this. We'd live in this type of house. Oh, he'd do this, he'd do that. When the whole time they're like none of those things. Listen, guys. I and I'm saying this as an example, is that there was someone in my past that I used to romanticize. If anything, I'll be honest, I was triggered by this person. He was another lesson, for sure. And recognizing that, guys, that these people can be fucking lessons. And our mistake can be sometimes that we like to stay in the lessons instead of moving on, instead of learning and moving on from the lesson. So at that moment, my lesson was to learn that it was my self-worth. I didn't think I was good enough. And it wasn't until I started dating this guy that I didn't realize that about myself, because when I started dating him, I started getting triggered. And I was like, why do I feel so triggered by this guy? And I thought he was better than me. I was like, man, I've never had someone this great in my life. I never had someone who had his life so well put together. I'm not used to this. I'm used to cheaters. I'm used to people who don't have their life together, who are asking me for money, who are asking me for help, who, which, first of all, that's not even masculine at all. Divine masculine does not do any of those things. And I had to learn that the hard way. So when I met this new person, I thought to myself, oh, wow, this could be it. But I was being triggered because I felt like I didn't deserve this type of love. And it's funny, right? How in the beginning, that's how I felt. And as we continued on our relationship, or whatever you want to call it, which wasn't even a real relationship, again, a lesson that I had to learn, was that I have come to realize that I do deserve the type of love, not only that I deserve, but the love that I wanted. So eventually I just decided and realized I deserve this. Like, I deserve someone to treat me well. I deserve someone to do things for me. I deserve someone that I can ask help from. I deserve someone that I look up to, someone who does well in their life. And it no longer triggers me. If anything, it pushes me to be a better person. And then later on in the relationship, which it never turned into anything more than what we were, time wasted. I take it back. It wasn't time wasted. It was definitely something that I needed to learn. But there was a time that where I felt like spirit was telling me to walk away. And even though it was so hard, and I've always been that type of person that I will hold on until things are literally falling apart and where we're hating each other, killing each other, arguing every day, where things get super toxic. And out of the 36 years of my life, I finally listened to my fucking intuition, and it said, Denise, it's time to go. It's time to let go. It's time to go on to your next lesson, to your next thing, whatever that is. And I walked away, and it was really fucking hard. And I shared all that to say this, was that, we crossed paths again. And when we did cross paths again, seeing this person now where they're at, they're literally the same person I met back then. They're not even, there was a reason why I walked away, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And I was no longer attracted to this person. Even though all this time, the time that we didn't speak to each other after me walking away, there were times that I still romanticized about us. Maybe we get back together in the future. Maybe things will be different. Maybe he'll change. And no, there was no change. It was the same person standing before me. But the only difference was that I realized that I could finally see the person for where they were at energetically, and knowing that I no longer were attracted to them because I already learned my lesson, because I was already energetically in a different place. So that magnetism, that attraction could no longer live there, could no longer be here, because we're just not even on the same frequency anymore. And I brought that up because when I said the romanticizing, even though I walked away, a part of me was still romanticizing that maybe things would work out in the future if they showed up again. And it didn't. The attraction just completely died because I grew. I learned my lesson. Until the next one. So you guys need to get comfortable with not only listening to the red flags, seeing them for what they are, listening to the red flags, walking away when you need to, when spirit is telling you literally, this is not your person. Walk the fuck away. Cutting them off. Make a game out of it. Make it fun. Stop getting so attached. And that's the issue, is that a lot of us love to be attached to people when no one belongs to you. You don't belong to anyone. Things are forever changing. People are forever changing. The people that are meant to be in your life, that are meant to stay, they will. You won't have to beg them to. Do you understand me? You won't have to beg anyone to be there. You don't have to beg anyone to love you. And once people start having this understanding how much easier it'll be to let go. Archie, what are you looking at? How much easier it'll be to let go. Come here, baby. You okay? And to continue on your growth, on your journey. And know that there will continuously be these little tests to see if you've learned. Don't get attached to, or being uncomfortable. Be uncomfortable. How do I say this? Get comfortable being uncomfortable, being alone. Because only then will you find your true self. Only then will you learn these things about yourself, so that when these tests do come, when these people do approach you in your life, you're able to approach things differently, to have a different perspective. That when this person comes in, and it's not to be defensive, it's more like, what is spirit teaching me here? What is God trying to show me about myself? Because remember, they are a reflection of you. They are a mirror of you. What is this person reflecting back to me? What are they mirroring back to me? What is my next lesson? What is it, the next thing that I need to learn? And do not forget that when it's time to walk away, walk the fuck away. Because if not, all you're doing is prolonging yourself from meeting the person that you're meant to be with. That's all you're doing. If you think about it that way, I think that's so much more motivating. Because now that I know better, ain't no one gonna stop me from meeting my fucking husband. Bring on the lessons. Let's get it moving. Let's get it popping. Let's get it. Where's my husband? You know what I'm saying? And just enjoy it. Just enjoy the fucking journey, guys. Enjoy the journey. Please don't be so down on yourself. Have grace with yourself. And if I could hug that fucking girl, I would. Because I know what it feels like to feel so like And it's just so much harder when you don't, you know, when you're in that place where you don't know what you're doing and you feel like it's your, like, what am I doing wrong? Why do I keep attracting the same people? And then you get so down on yourself and you get depressed and you think something's wrong with you. But it's just a small little tweak. This small, I'm telling y'all, if y'all can watch some fucking Joe Dispenza, it's just the way that he breaks it down. Even Aaron Dowdy, like, you guys will have such a greater understanding of why you attract these type of people into your life, and just learning about yourself, learning about your love language and your maybe traumas that you didn't even know about yourself. Or like I said, when I with a, you know, past person, I was triggered in that way. I didn't even know that was an issue within me until he showed up in my life. And that's when I started realizing all the people from the past before him, why I chose those people. I chose a bunch of narcissists and cheaters and people who were non-committal, including him, non-committal. So it wasn't until I was faced with my mirror and I was able to see the mistakes that I was making. I was able to see the patterns that I was choosing, I want to say. That sounds better. And stopping it, cutting it out. Okay, I made this video a lot longer than what I intended, but I just want you guys to be a little bit more mindful, be a little bit more aware of the decisions you make when you allow people into your field, into your vicinity, into start treasuring yourself so much in a way that you don't allow so much access to just anyone. I would say that's the number one rule. To love yourself that much to know, should I allow this person into my home? Should I allow access and time and my efforts to this person? Do they even deserve it? Are they even deserving of it? And once you start making those small tweaks, those little minor adjustments, I feel like it will make such a big difference, and it'll allow you to learn a lot more about yourself. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. Bye.